right into it, some bite down boxing talk. Hey, if you want to support the channel, please check out betus.com.pa, betus.com.pa. Uh, if you're into sports wagering or gambling, a lot of action this weekend, and I didn't see much of it except for the Showtime portion from the Spence and you guys card. So, but starting over on the Zone, as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, I'm in between. I don't have a DAZN subscription at the moment. I'll gladly pick up a month at the end of April to check out the two undisputed fights that they'll have April 30th with Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, and then Franchon Cruz DAZN against Ellen Sietarus. I'll definitely check that out April 30th. I'll also take a look and see where they are with finalizing Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk. And if that's made a part of, if that's not going to be what do they call it, a bonus event or whatever, if that's going to be on the Zone's pay-per-view event or Zone pay-per-view, then I'll probably just get the 1 month to watch that card, the undisputed card, and I'll keep it moving. So I didn't get to see Conor Benn and Chris Van Heerden. Shout out to Alicia Baumgartner of Ohio and Michigan. She went over there and defended her 130-pound title. Sounds like she got a clean sweep, and sets up some good business for herself. Looking at the Conor Benn situation with Van Heerden, a stoppage in the second round. You never know. You never know with some of these journeymen, what status they're in. Do they come to just get a check? Are they really trying to upset a youngster and somehow set themselves up for a second run or another lucrative fight? You just never really know. I think Van Heerden did get caught with a good shot, and the referee, I think he counted to 2 or 3 and then waved it off. I can't make very much. Can't make much of an assessment on Conor Benn from that. I mean, he's aggressive, seems to have decent power. I think he's gonna have to do more boxing as he moves onward and upward. And I see some people now are the rumbling and grumbling about him needing to step up his competition, or Eddie Hearn needing to step him up in competition. The kid basically has no amateur experience. I think he is under 24. So I don't know. It's hard to sit here and say David Evanesian already. I was thinking about somebody like Alexis Roca, maybe. Brad Solomon, who's been on the Zone for a number of guys. I think he fought Roca and Virgil Ortiz. Blair Cobb, Blair Cobb wouldn't be a bad dude to throw in there. He doesn't box much, isn't a big volume guy, isn't an overly aggressive guy. Has made a name for himself in good ways and bad ways, but they're in an interesting position with him. One thing to consider, though, with the belts kind of being tied up, it's plenty of time for Conor Benn to get some seasoning. Again, I don't know what some fans are talking about, calling for Conor Benn to face a Jaron Ennis or Virgil Ortiz. That really just doesn't make good business sense. I mean, if you want Eddie Hearn to be an absolute moron and some of these promoters to be absolute morons to do some of the stuff that you suggest and demand that they do, that's really not a smart boxing decision. Especially, like I said, and to these older guys, clear the way and move out of the division, retire, or whatever they're gonna do until the belts get freed up. These guys are kind of in a holding pattern. So we'll see. Okay, so let's move on to the Spence and you guys fight. I didn't buy the fight. I took that money, put some new tires on my bike, got my bike squared away for the season with a tune-up, some little preventative maintenance and some maintenance, paid for that. That's what I would have used. The money for Spence went towards that. And I'm happy. I hope everybody is happy. For the people that bought it, the people that streamed it, the people that watched somebody else's live stream of the fight, however people checked it out. That's really not my deal. Talking about the attendance, I'm seeing 40,000, 39,000. I'm hearing talk about how many tickets were given away. Who gives a shit? I only saw some highlights of the fight. I did see Spence get rocked badly. I hadn't seen that before. Maybe there's a little controversy with the ref. Lawrence Cole being a little indecisive or something, or interfering at a moment that presented an opportunity for you guys where he rocked Spence. I think that's what that's. And if they do the replay this weekend, I'll check it out. But I just say I thought Spence put on, from what I can tell, it seems like he was intentional about putting on a good show. Michael Irvin loved it, and he got the stoppage. He did what he was supposed. He did what I thought he was supposed to do to you guys. Salute to you guys though. I feel like he's an honorable dude. I feel like he's a really good dude. Just not the most talented welterweight in the world, in my opinion. And to be honest, I'm really not all that I'm not all that big on the way you guys competes. Boxing is the type of sport you gotta hate to lose more than you love to win. That's what Michael Jordan was famous for. He hated to lose more than he loved to win. And I just think in watching you guys in a number of fights, he's just not it's a certain line that he's not willing to cross or unable to cross or whatever. And that's just where my ceiling is for him. I didn't foresee him being able to really challenge a Spence if Spence was 100, which he appeared to be. I think we also got a performance where we can't really sit here and make any big deal about his eye injury and his injury past, period. That's thrown out the window. If him and Terrence Crawford fight, both men is 100%. 34 years old and 32 years old in Spence, I think it's a hell of a fight. That's the only fight I buy. That's the only pay-per-view that I purchased in 2022 or 2023, if that's when it is. And I'm sitting here like Carlito Brigante. It might be time for me to move on from boxing. I know nobody cares, but I'm just and I would love this. I would love to see what happens in the future for Jerron Ennis, for Boots Ennis, for Cool Boy Steph, for Raif Salim, Keyshawn Davis, the Shushu Carrington kid. What happens at lightweight with some of the youngsters there? I would love to see a lot of these storylines play out, but again, the timing that it takes to get things done in the world of boxing. If we look right now over in the NBA playoffs, all these youngsters making noise and doing great stuff. Ice Trey, Maxey. I heard about this guard. His name is Maxey, up in Philadelphia. We got my man Anthony Edwards out in for Minnesota. We got the boy Jordan Poole or whatever for Golden State, giving them new life. It's all kind of performers out here, man, and elite performers out here, and the other sports are able to showcase these guys in a more timely fashion and more consumer friendly. So, hey, I've been loyal, and I've paid the whole way and done my part, and would be willing to continue. Would be willing to continue to do my part, but it's got to be a more equitable situation. And I even understand. I saw the Instagram post of Spence walking past the doors of the dressing rooms of the IBF, the WBO, and the WBA and the WBC with the rope. With the straps hanging on the door, and he's holding the sickle like the Grim Reaper. And now he's standing at Crawford's dressing room for the WBO belt. That's all fine and dandy. I understood the business and the play, but I just didn't have to tune in for each episode. I just could come back around for the finale, and it'll be interesting to see how they get that fight done, if and when they get it done. It'll be interesting to see what they offer or what kind of deal is put together for Crawford. It'll be interesting to see what Crawford's response is to these deals. He has a bit of leverage because he is holding the belt the same way that Caleb Plant was holding the last belt that Canelo Alvarez was looking for a couple of months ago. But Terrence Crawford hasn't created a bidding war for his services, though. And in all actuality, if he doesn't agree to whatever to get this fight done, what are his options? What are his other options? And then I didn't even bother clicking on the article or reading the article or watching the video or whatever it's from. But for Floyd Mayweather to insert himself in the conversation, talking about possibly signing Terrence Crawford or mentoring or giving some advice to Terrence Crawford, like that's some part of the solution or part of the problem solving. Come on, bro. Come on. That's the most ridiculous thing that could be said, or the most ridiculous side story that could come out of this is Floyd's involvement in the whole thing. Does Floyd have some sway over at Premier Boxing Champions or something, or some insight for putting together this main event that would be two U.S. black fighters? Maybe there's some input, from him, but come on, he ain't really trying to do no heavy lifting. And interestingly enough, for anybody, you should just be buying the damn fight. I saw Michael Irvin talking about just buy tickets, get your ass in these seats, support Spence. Like I said, man, the equity in this whole thing is just upside down for me. Really not another black fighter on the entire card. Really not another African American or black fighter on the entire card. So I really, like I said, I didn't even have any regrets, or I really didn't have any thoughts about the card the entire night. I had a dope ass ride in the morning. Went out with a large group of people. Went out and rode 55 miles, cutting it up, wilding out on the bike. Got out of that, went and had some drinks with my partner, and really didn't even really spend 30 seconds even thinking about buying a fight and what I might be missing, or damn, I want to see this. Once I realized that the Stanionis and Butayev fight and Brandon Lee and Zachary Ochoa was gonna be on Showtime, I was cool with that. Just give me those crumbs. Brandon Lee going the distance with Ochoa, you know, dude didn't really want to fight. He didn't really sit in the pocket too much. Maybe in the 7th or 8th round, he tried to exchange a little bit or whatever. But you know, once you've given away six rounds and just stayed outside the entire time, he did get rocked or something in the 3rd or 4th round by Brandon Lee. But Brandon Lee is coming forward with his hands dropped. You still backing away. You know, I really, the fight got boring to me, and Brandon Lee won it going away. I'm not even gonna get in. He needs to cut the ring off. He should do this. Hey, you pick up the win on a good stage, and you come back and see what's next. The Stanionis and Butayev, Stanionis really just outclassed Butayev. Stanionis can box, you know. He does great work with his jab. Maybe one of the better jabs in the division. Just a really consistent fighter, you know. I think we see a bit of his ceiling. When the belts get freed up, some of the OGs move on, the older guys move on. Is there a possibility for Stanionis to become a world champion? Maybe. You know, it depends on how things fall apart and they start putting it back together again. But again, you know, he gets a good win. Butayev is a pretty durable guy, you know, kind of one-dimensional. You know, he didn't run. He was there all night. He just doesn't have the tools to really, you know, to stand out at the world level. But I thought that was a pretty good fight. I didn't see, like I said, I didn't see any of the fights leading up to the main event. I didn't really look at any highlights with Jose Valenzuela. I can't even remember some of the other names on there, but Isaac Cruz against that right there in itself, the fact that Gamboa, after his last 2 to 3 performances, the fact that he was put out there to us as a co-main participant, like I said, man, the equity in this shit is a joke. And you know, if some people let people treat them any kind of way and sell them anything, I ain't buying it. You know, I keep going back to, if I would have been able to just buy the main event for $40, $45, maybe I would have considered it. But you want to give me all this fluff and this bull, this filler? I got my time is important. My time is important as hell to me. So that's about it, man. You know, we'll see what happens with young Conor Benn. Can he headline over in the UK? You know, I saw Hearn said that I didn't read the article. I just saw the headline where Hearn said that Avanesian didn't have a big enough profile. Maybe he was also talking about Florian Marku. Neither one of them had a big enough profile. I already talked about Kell Brook facing Conor Benn, the Destroyer. You know, make what you want to make out of that one. But you know, I saw the footage of Amir Khan coming into the ring. You know, if Eddie Hearn made Conor Benn and Amir Khan, in my opinion, that would be pretty inhumane. And you know, Khan is clearly a guy who needs to never be allowed. He shouldn't even been allowed in the ring for that interview. He shouldn't even been able to come into the ring for that interview. He has no business at a boxing event in a pair of trunks. You know, anything but some denim or a suit he's made a very bad decision, and anybody that allows him to go through with it would be pretty cruel. Would be a pretty cruel human being to put Amir Khan back in the ring in any circumstances. He's probably one of the better known fighters who I've seen take the type of punishment to the head, to his head, as much as I've seen Amir Khan probably fighting concussed, you know, and spending large portions of fights not even knowing where the hell he is because he's got his bell rung so badly. So that, like I said, that would be pretty embarrassing. I know you want to get some names on the kid's resume, but you can do better than Amir Khan. Hell, let him fight pretty boy Josh Kelly. I mean, I don't know where he is with anything or whatever, but you know, maybe that'll work. But yeah, that would be horrific. You know, boxing can do better than that. Anyway, man, I'm almost to the gig, so let me get on off of here. I think it's a pretty quiet boxing week this weekend, I want to say. Nothing is jumping out to me. Like I said, getting ready for, I mean, I know we got Fury and White coming up. I don't think that's this. I think that's already here. Thought that was after. But my weeks are messed up. My schedule, my keeping my awareness on the schedule right now is a little in flux. But anyway, Bite Down Boxing, don't let them count you out. Pay me no mind, sports and entertainment. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Peace.